So these are the test kits for invasive organisms. And we go here, we put these fingers together, be strong. She goes completely strong. So we have an organism to deal with. So I'm going to take these out and test them one at a time, or two at a time. Just leave your hand here, fingers together, be strong. And she's weak there, or still weak. We're going to test these two, be strong. She's weak there. And be strong, and be strong, and be strong. And be strong. So we find it's a virus and a bacteria both that's stressing her left side of her meridian system. And that's what that is. So now we need to move on, and we need to find out what is the best treatment for helping her body to fight off a virus and a bacteria. So we'll be doing that in just a minute. So as we found with Natalia, there was an overwhelming stress on some meridians on the left side of her body. We found that those stresses were caused by a bacteria-type parasite and a virus. We went through a number of remedies, and we found two remedies that will mitigate that, as represented by a change in her test. Now we put her fingers together, be strong. Instead of going weak, she stays strong. So these are her number 1 and 2 formulas. So number 1, she had an atlantal occipital subluxation causing pressure on the brainstem, which has shut down everything, lowering her immune system, demonstrated in weakness of every muscle we tested, or all-weak syndrome. We would also call that dysautonomia, or dysfunction of the autonomic nervous system caused by brainstem pressure. So we have these two formulas. So we're going to go through right now, and we're going to test all of the Vollpoint. Without giving these to her, I'm going to have her put these in her pocket or belt line, and then we're going to go through the Vollpoints. The Vollpoints are on the hands and the feet. You can go to my website, www.docjdc.com, and read the article called Vollpoints. Reinhard Voll in the 50s dedicated his life to measuring the meridian systems. He mapped the meridian systems out, determined which acupuncture points and non-acupuncture points on the meridians represented what conditions and what parts of the body. So we're going to start out with these Vollpoints right now. Okay, the first 3 Vollpoints are right here on the thumb, 1, 2, and 3, eyes, ears, nose, and throat. And so I just contact all 3 at the same time, be strong, and she's strong. This Vollpoint here is lung, be strong, and she goes weak on lung. Okay, so let's stop right there. We already found she's had a history of this upper respiratory sinus thing. She gets sick from the kid at the daycare center where she works. So she has something in her lung that we need to figure out what it is. So I think we'll go right back to the invasive organism. Hold that in that hand. We're going to test this arm, come back up here, go back to the Vollpoint, be strong. And it's not another organism. So what is it? Congestion and phlegm. So I'm going to test her for lymphatic drainage formula. Yeah, here's nobody here. And be strong. So she goes strong with that. So this is the lymphatic drainage formula specifically for the lungs. So put that in your belt line too. The next Vollpoint that we're going to go through is large intestine. And so we got lung. This is large intestine. Be strong. Fine. Then we have central nervous system. I'm just going to go through and screen them all quickly. Be strong, be strong, be strong, be strong, be strong, be strong, and be strong. So that's the only Vollpoint that we found. We went through and just tested all the Vollpoints for lung, which we found positive, large intestine, peripheral nerve and central nervous system, pericardium, allergies, airborne allergies, organ, adrenals, hormones, thyroid, pituitary, heart, and small intestine, and nothing showed up. So now we're going to take her down on her back, and we're going to test the Vollpoints that are on her feet. The Vollpoints on the feet are pancreas, spleen, liver, joint, stomach, fibroid tissue, skin, fatty tissue, gallbladder, kidney, urinary bladder, urogenital organs, urethra, prostate, or uterus. So the first point we're going to check is on the right foot. It's the pancreas. Be strong. This is liver. Be strong. This is joints, stomach, fibroids, skin, gallbladder, kidney, bladder. Good. Those are fine. Switch feet. The only one we need to check on this side is for the spleen, which is right here. Be strong. And she goes completely weak on the spleen. I thought we might find that because we found that the meridians on the left side of her body were stressed, and we found those were stressed by the bacteria and the virus. And the organ on the left side that's often involved with infection is the spleen. Long story, I won't get into how the spleen works in infection. So we want to know if there is an infective agent in the spleen. We go back here to the infective organism test kit. We go back to the point, be strong, and she stays weak. So that tells me that the spleen is more than likely just weak. So I'm going to test her for a drainage formula and a formula to rebuild the spleen. Oh, testing her for a drainage formula for the spleen, and be strong. She goes completely strong. So now I want to test her for a formula to repair the spleen or rebuild it, and she tests for it. And I have several other spleen formulas. Be strong. She does not test for this one. And be strong. Nor does she test for that one. So she tests for 2 of the 4 spleen formulas. Be strong. To correct that. So although we see her asthma in remission, we see her allergies in remission, she initially we had to do a whole detox of the environmental toxins and heavy metals from 2008. She's doing pretty good with that, but now she's got a chronic infection, and it's affecting her upper respiratory system, and it's involving the spleen, and we have the formulas for that.